answering your questions about retirement. It's Money Talk with Michael Eastham.
We're retired. Should we open a reverse mortgage line of credit as a market backup?
A reverse mortgage can be a benefit to some retirees, but I always urge people to weigh the costs and the benefit. Typically, if someone really needs an additional amount of income just to make their budget, then perhaps a reverse mortgage line of credit or just a monthly amount can be a benefit to you. But you have to take a look at the costs. Generally, a reverse mortgage is very expensive, significantly 3 to 4 times what it would cost you to open up a traditional home equity line of credit. Now, I know what you're thinking. If I open up a home equity line of credit with the bank, well, then I'll have a monthly payment. Well, that's true only if you take money out. However, if you keep it open and just leave it there, then that could be a good buffer for you as well, just to have in the event that you need it for a short-term source of cash. But most of the time, if somebody needs a reverse mortgage, they're getting a reverse mortgage because their income is not quite cutting it and they need a little boost. So think about that. Also think about if you're going to stay in that house for the rest of your life. That's another consideration, because if you're going to stay there, it could make more sense to consider a reverse mortgage. But if you're not going to stay there, then the costs of that reverse mortgage could significantly outweigh the benefit, especially if you're only going to be in that house for 3 to 5 or 6 years before you move somewhere else. But keep in mind that you've got to make sure that you understand the implications once you've got a reverse mortgage, because you still have to pay the taxes, you still have to maintain the property, and if you end up going into a long-term care facility and you're not in the home for over a year, then you may have to sell the property, and you may not quite be ready to do that. So, but it could throw you for a loop if something of that significance happens. So this can be a tricky situation, but remember that costs of a reverse mortgage many times are the long pole that keep people from actually putting it in place. The need for a reverse mortgage is typically going to be based on your need to increase or your need to make your budget each month. Hope that helps. Please like and subscribe so that you don't miss out on next week's question.